Welcome friends, welcome to Physics in 20 minutes. In this video we are going to discuss some review questions and some examples. You need to see the videos on Newton's laws to go through this video. So here is the first question. A car is driven up a steep hill at a constant speed. Discuss all the forces acting on the car. What pushes it up the hill? So can anyone try to attempt it? So it's moving at a constant speed. Please note. So all the forces must get balanced. So weight will work downward. Normal reaction will work this way. Friction will work this way. Weight will have a component which will balance N. But then weight will have another component in the direction of friction. Then the friction and the component of the weight which is working parallel to friction, they will get added. Who is going to balance that force? So there has to be an engine or the engine force. So that engine force is generally referred as thrust. That is the word we use for the force that the engine applies. So remember, whenever the thrust word comes, generally it is used for the forces by engine. So that has to work in the forward direction, and that will balance these two component of gravity and friction. Take up this problem. Consider these weighing machines. The one which is on the left side, it is called as beam balance. There is a beam and there are two pans on two sides. You put a standard weight on one side and you find a weight which has to be measured. B is your spring balance. So generally if you keep some object on the spring balance, the gravity pulls it down. Spring balance offers a normal reaction and the spring inside gets compressed. Depending on how much is the spring is getting compressed, the dial will turn. Now the question is, which would be more accurate when used in an accelerating spaceship and when used on the moon? In this beam balance, whatever the impact of acceleration working downward on this side and this side will get cancelled out. So you are comparing one mass with the other. Now a spaceship can move with a different accelerations at different times. So in that case, since the accelerations cancel out, so it doesn't matter how, with what acceleration the spaceship is moving. You can compare the masses accurately with a beam in a spaceship because it does not depend on the acceleration. Acceleration cancels out. While here the calibration of the device requires a fixed value of acceleration. In this case, if you are on the moon, the acceleration due to gravity is fixed, so you can always calibrate it accordingly and get the weight perfectly. If you are on the earth, again you can recalibrate it. But if you take this one in a spaceship, a spring balance in the spaceship, now the spaceship may accelerate differently at different time. You cannot recalibrate it all the time for different accelerations. This will be practically giving you not correct readings. So this goes for the spaceship and this goes for the moon. You can use A1 on the moon. Only one place this cannot be used. I mean, one place where both can't be used. Can you tell me which place is that? Not in vacuum per se. If you have a vacuum on the earth surface, you can still use both of them. Yeah, so in a space where far away from the stars, where the gravity is very less, negligible, and your spaceship does not have any acceleration, you cannot use any of them. Then just think about it, that in that case, how are you going to measure the mass? So I leave that thought with you people. Let's go to the next question. In a world without friction, which of the following activities could you do or not do? I mean, whichever is possible to do or not possible to do? Give reasons. A. Drive around an unbanked highway curve. B. Jump into jump into the air. C. Start walking on the horizontal sidewalk. D. Climb a vertical ladder. E. Change lanes on the freeway. So let's look at A. Driving around an unbanked highway curve. Is it possible to do without friction? The question is why. If you want to move on a curved surface, then there is an acceleration which works inward. Therefore, the car will require some centripetal force, which generally comes from the friction. So if there is no friction, you cannot drive on a curved road. Can you jump into air? So you stand at a position, jump up, come down. Can you do it without friction? When you push the earth in the jump, your body muscles push the ground and the ground gives you the normal force. C part. Can you walk without friction? Walking on a horizontal sidewalk. Answer is no, because you must have noticed at your home that if there is a soap or a oil spill at home, then walking becomes very difficult. When you walk, the friction is needed to propel you forward. If it's less friction, you will find it difficult to walk. If there is no friction, you will not be able to walk. Can you climb a vertical ladder? Can you do that? Answer is we can. If you hold the ladder steps and climb up, you will be able to climb up. Change lanes on a freeway. Changing lanes again is not possible, because as you change the lane, you go from one lane to the other lane, and you need a lateral friction force between the tire and the ground to push you inward or outward. So that is not possible. Moon is accelerating towards Earth. Why isn't it getting closer to us? Moon has a large linear velocity, and the linear velocity of the moon is perpendicular to its acceleration vector. So whenever linear velocity is perpendicular to the acceleration vector, the orbit is going to be almost circular. And that is why, even though it is accelerated towards Earth, it is not moving towards Earth. It's going in a circular orbit. Going further quickly, a curved road has a banking angle calculated and posted for 80 km per hour. However, the road is covered with ice, so that you cautiously plan to drive slower than this limit. What may happen to your car and why? So think about it. Okay, let me present the vector diagram once again. It's the same vector, similar vector diagram. So weight W working downward, normal reaction working outward, perpendicular to the road surface. Now I am drawing this vector diagram in the frame of reference of the car. Do listen to me carefully. Car is moving on a circular track, so it's a non-inertial frame of reference. So it will experience an outward centrifugal force mv square upon r. So these are the three forces working in the frame of reference of car. Now there is no friction, so there is no friction between tire and all. So let's look at the balancing of force. N can be resolved. The component of the normal reaction, vertical component n sine theta, will balance the weight, and horizontal component n cos theta works towards the center of the curve of the road. Now n cos theta is fixed because theta is fixed for the road. If the V reduces, then centrifugal force will be less, then n cos theta will be more, and n cos theta being larger than mv square by r, the car will start losing its grip on the road and it will start sliding down. So going to the next, you take two identical tennis balls, fill one with water, You release both balls simultaneously from the top of a tall building. If the air resistance is negligible, which ball strikes the ground first? Explain what is the answer if the air resistance is not negligible. So answer to the first part, both will hit the ground simultaneously. So remember, the acceleration of falling bodies are independent of their masses. Galileo have discovered this. What will happen if the air resistance is not negligible? Yes, remember, if air resistance comes in the picture, then the lighter objects will take longer time to fall. For example, imagine an extreme case, a ball and a feather. Feather will take much longer to come down while ball will go down quickly. Okay. So we end today's work at this instant. Thank you.